Hey guys, this is Susie, founder of Lit Torch App. I'm here at Fire and Smoke Cigar Parlor. Wait till you see what's going on here. We're here at a party right now, but I'm going to take you on a tour of this beautiful lounge. But first, I want you to meet this beautiful woman inside and out, Shirley. She is the owner of this lounge. Woman-owned, black-owned. She knows her stuff. She knows cigars inside and out. She is big in the culture. She's big in the industry. And I want you guys to know more about her. Shirley, tell us about yourself.
Oh wow, that's such a loaded question. Hello everyone. As Susie said, I'm Shirley McClellan, owner of Fire and Smoke Cigar Parlor. I'm an entrepreneur by heart. This is my second brick and mortar and probably about my fourth business. I have a bachelor's degree and double degree in administration and management, and I have a master's in education and a master's in business.
This woman is smart, okay?
You know, it's business first is my first passion, and cigars is my second. I found a way to put these two together, and it's been such a blessing to me.
Okay, so I'm gonna, full disclosure, Shirley and I met probably 3 or 4 months ago. I did a review with her, and it was right when I was starting out, didn't have the equipment that I needed. Now I got it, and we are redoing this. So I know a lot about Shirley already, so work with me.
Okay.
So I know that there was somebody very influential in getting you interested in cigars.
Okay.
And growing up.
Okay.
Tell us about that.
Okay.
You share that story.
Okay.
How you know innately about cigars.
That's a long story. And it's historical almost. My family have been in cigars since slavery. My great-great-grandfather had a tobacco farm. My grandfather worked on the farm. Every summer, up until about the 1980s, all the kids in the family would sit down to the farm. And of course, when it's tobacco, you can't plant in the same space every season. So when you're growing tobacco, you know, one season you're growing corn, one season you're growing cotton, the next season you're growing tobacco, you know, to refertilize and refurbish the ground. So when we came down and it was tobacco season, that was it for me. Because it just seemed like tobacco season was a party season, it's not necessarily a party season, but a gathering season. Because after all the other growth seasons when we worked on the farm, it seemed like work. It felt like work. You were up at 4 o'clock in the morning and you didn't go to bed till you went to bed. And then the kids worked. But tobacco was different. It was only a few things kids could do because they didn't want us with the oils of the tobacco on our hands. And so we got to climb up hanging and different things. That's fun. But then after the work was done, my grandfather had this porch probably as big as this area in my lounge. At one end, he would have at each end he had a fan and this big old block of ice behind the fan. And he had old school music playing on the little radio thing he had. All the workers, seemed like all the cousins, all the family on the porch. They rolled their own cigar. My grandmother used this dried process, and she dried cherries and strawberries, and they chopped it with different parts of the leaf, and they used it to smoke pipes. So You had a group of guys smoking pipes. Some guys rolled their own tobacco. My grandfather made his own cigars. And they would sit there, laugh, joke, dance, drink, because the guy at the farm next door, he had this big shed in the back, and he had some moonshine or whatever. They did their own lot. They made their own drinks. They made their own cigars. And they sat there.
So they pretty much had their own lounge.
On the front porch. On the front porch. I remember when I was around 13 or 14, when I used to go down there those teenage summers, I used to sit on the bottom of the porch because I just loved the way it smelled. I loved the sound. I loved the energy. I just wanted to be right there. And I would sneak and sit there until my grandmother catch me and run me back in the house. And so my grandfather asked me, he's like, you get in trouble every time. You know what? Why do you keep doing the same thing? I said, I just like the way it smells. I just like to hear y'all laughing, you know. And he said, I tell you what. He said, you finish school, and I'm gonna have a cigar with you. But right now, you can't. Grandma said you can't. I said, okay. So I graduated high school with honors. I entered 12th grade at 16. I graduated college, graduated graduate school, and I had my cigar. So my grandfather.
You graduated college. Told Grandpa.
And
And Grandpa kept his promise.
Yes, indeed. Yes,
and so,
indeed.
was it a cigar that Grandpa rolled?
Well, that first cigar that I had with him, I remember it was not one that he rolled. I wish that it was, but it wasn't. He had, it's an old school name. I want to say like, it wasn't quite Nat Sherman, but it was an old school cigar that's been around since the 30s. It wasn't big like Monte Cristo. It was like Costa Ray or something like that. It has been around for a while. And so it was an excellent, I don't know if I just loved the cigar so much because I was finally getting to do it, or if it was the fact that I was doing it with my grandfather, but it was, you know, everything I worked for that experience to be. And, you know, he told me how to toast it, and he actually taught me how to bite the cap off.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so we didn't use a cutter. He told me how to take your teeth and bite it around the edge of the cigar, and the very top of the cigar. That's where it gathers, and that's the cap, you know. And then he told me how to take a cold draw of it first to get the taste, and you know, explain to me what the different tastes I'm probably, notes I'm probably feeling. And it was a wonderful, wonderful experience. And from that time to about 2014, you know, I smoked with my friends, I educated my girlfriends and brought them into fold those who would come, but I didn't go out to lounges. I didn't even know that lounges existed.
So you recreated what Grandpa created.
Exactly.
At home.
I
didn't think about this lounge at all. Because the lounge wasn't in your thought process at all yet.
Not at all. Not at all. I did not know that cigar lounges existed till 2014.
Did I hear that?
Till 2014. And you know, you watch movies, you see people smoking or whatever, you know, at different places, and you know that places, you know, have places that for you to smoke. I'm well traveled. At one time I was a flight attendant with American Airlines. So you know, I've been everywhere, and I've smoked on the patio of restaurants everywhere, on the beach, but had no idea the cigar lounges existed.
So tell us, when did Fire and Smoke, did thought come to mind? Because I know someone was very influential. Tell us that story. So,
because I didn't know cigar lounges existed, and because of how my family embraced tobacco and smoking tobacco, we I would always have my girlfriends, our friends over my house, laid out on the porch. We'd be on the porch smoking. You know, I'm posting to Facebook on the porch or different things like that. And so this guy named Keith, who's in a social group with us, and would come over my house and, you know, drink with us on the porch and smoke cigars. His brother came over one day, and his brother was Reginald. He was my first manager, and we on the porch drinking and smoking. And Reginald had asked me previously, he was like, "Why you don't never take pictures of you smoking cigars and post them on Facebook so I can add you to some of the cigar groups?" And I always, you know, brushed it off like, I'm fine, I like this right here. And so this particular day, somebody asked me, because they knew that in 2015 I was planning to retire from teaching. So they was like, "What you going to do next, Shirley? You always got something going." So we on the porch, we smoking, the drinks out. I always had a humidor for my friends and a humidor for me. And so I forgot who brought the question up. And I said, "I have this great idea. You know how nowadays, you know, you can't smoke here, you can't smoke that," because I've been smoking for 2 decades. So I've seen it go from you can pull up a cigar outside of a restaurant to you can't smoke nowhere. So I'm like, you know how everybody banning cigars and everything? I got this idea of a place where you can smoke, you can sit back inside all year round, you know, you can smoke, you can drink, you can have a little bar, maybe a little restaurant in there, or whatever. You can eat, drink, smoke, and we can chill like we doing on the porch right now. The whole porch was quiet, right? The whole porch was quiet.
Because they listening to Shirley's idea.
And so I'm you know, giving my intricacies of it, and you know, and how I would want it to be, and you know, how I want it to feel. I want it to feel like a porch. And so when I finished this whole spiel, Reginald said, you know, the places like that already exist, don't you? And his brother, and if you knew Reginald and Keith, they are two of the funniest guys in the world. I absolutely, you know, love Keith. And Reginald is just hilarious. So they went on one of their little antics of laughing and all that, and messing with me. They was like, you ain't never been to a cigar? I was like, no. And they was like, okay, so we going to take you. We going to take you to one this weekend. And so at that time I was married. Keith had took my husband to a cigar lounge, and Reginald took me to Slow Burn. It's closed down now, but that was it. That from that first day to I opened this lounge, Slow Burn was my home.
Okay.
And probably about after 2 weeks, I got a box. That was it. After work, whatever, I supported everything everybody there did. I considered us a family. It was exactly what I had in my head about what I explained to everybody on the porch. Exactly that feel. You know, it wasn't everything it wasn't my exact idea, but it was exactly that feel. And so I loved it. Open Fire and Smoke, I had enough money to, you know, to be more swanky, or, you know, be more upscale, or attract a certain kind of customer, or do a private lounge. But that's not what I wanted. Right. I explained to my manager, who was Reginald, and I asked him to be with me during the beginning. he was going through some things in his life at that time, and it just seemed like we could be a blessing for each other. So when I was looking for locations and I found this location, he was like, no, this not. You can do this. You can go also. You do this. I said, no, that's not what I want. I was like, I want the porch. I want the porch, fire and smoke. I didn't name it a lounge. I named it a parlor for a reason. That's the equivalent of living room. That's where you parlay. You know, that's where you sit back. And I wanted everyone to be welcome. I wanted to bring in new smokers. I wanted to bring that culture, that feel that I was familiar with. And I knew this location fit because it's on the cusp of both Parkville and Towson and Baltimore City and Towson. And it's a prominently African American and diverse culture shopping center. Every business in the shopping center is by a person of color or different nationality, and I wanted that diversity. And he was like, you want to reach this person. I was like, I'm going to reach whoever. I'm going to reach through marketing. I'm going to reach through my support. I'm going to reach because people know me. But what I have here, I gotta have the parlor. I gotta have the living room. I gotta have a place when people come that first time they feel like they home. And this is it. I'm like, just watch. She was like, you ain't even gonna get that traffic. I was like, I spent a year on this business plan. This is the location. So I couldn't convince him. So one day I took him to the restaurant Stoko's. I was like, we're gonna have lunch. Stoko's is right in the shopping center. That's where we get all those good chicken wings in on the street. And I got him some lunch. We sat in the car and I'm like, just watch this traffic. And we was eating and he was looking. I was like, you see how many? I said, how many of those men do you think smoke? How many of those women do you think smoke? Then he saw a few people he knew. Just he was like, okay. I said, now you gotta feel this because we got being together, but it's not gonna work. He's like, I feel it. And so, you know, I secured the location and the rest is kind of history. It's great. Last year at PCA, the Premium Cigar Convention, you know, we were there with a few owners and who had Good Time Gang at their lounges, and Nomad, who's one of the administrators of Good Time Gang. And so they was chanting, we was having fun. I was like, fire and smoke got it. No, we got to join in the hit. They was like, well, Shirley, you know, to join, you gotta, you know, buy drinks for everybody. So I think I spent like $400 on bottles in Vegas. Wow. So that we can join the Good Time Gang. I was like, Howard, and Howard is my manager now. And when I charge him with something, that's it. Right. I say, Howard, we going to do this. We want to have this kind of fun. It wasn't even like, you know, getting people in. It was just like having the shenanigans and the debauchery and the tomfoolery. Like, oh yeah, it just felt like fun. We came back here the end of July. So it's been 7 months. We just added 54. We're 54 members. We just added 4 more last Thursday, on Thursday night. So I expect that we'll be 100 members within our first year. Absolutely. Because we are 6 months in, at 50 members. So yes, one of the fastest growing chapters. We meet every Thursday, and I follow Mark's motto. If it feels like work, then you're in the wrong chapter, because it's nothing but fun. We have a good time. You know, we share information. You know, we support each other. You know, everyone comes out. Just about everybody comes out, but it's just exactly what I loved about that. The Good Time Cigar Gang is exactly what cigars has always meant to me. You know, getting together with friends or just people who are cool to be with, smoking, conversing, laughing, talking stuff, acting up. Like that's always what it's been to me. That's what the porch been to me.
What's next for Shirley? Is there something that you're working on that you want to share? Or what's down the pipeline?
Ooh. What's next? I don't really want to tell.
Okay. But you're working on something.
I'm working on
churning on something.
I'm working on something.
Okay. Because I know Shirley don't sit still.
Yeah, I'm working on something.
It's not no stagnant for Shirley. Yeah.
I'm working on something. I'm actually, you know, researching a certain way I want to expand.
Okay.
And I'm in the middle of the research right now. I used to be a very open person and tell everything, but I've learned.
Yes,
I've learned.
What cigar is your favorite right now? What's your go-to cigar right now?
Ooh, I wish I could answer that. No, I can tell you the go-to company.
Okay.
Oscar Valadares.
Yes.
I love everything Oscar Valadares made, and not just his leaf collaborations. Everybody knows about those, but the 2012 Maduro, Box Press, Connecticut, Corojo, the new Superfly, the Cicerone.
The Cicerone's one of my favorites.
The 2011 Maduro Half Leaf, and then his collaborations with the Olive Gem, the San Andreas Olive Gem. I never had Mexican tobacco taste so good. Just everything he makes. You can give me any kind of Oscar Valadares cigar, and I'ma love it.
Last thing, I'm a veteran.
Okay.
Right? And my platform is geared towards veterans first. It's near and dear to my heart because I'm a veteran, and I have a soft spot for veterans, especially war veterans, because PTSD is real.
Absolutely.
And so, tell us, I saw a picture of someone in uniform. Tell us what that is.
That is my big brother, Lance Corporal Ulysses G. Parker. He was a Marine, and he was killed in a terrorist bomb in Beirut. I was 16 when it happened, and long before he was a Marine, he was already a hero, and it devastated my life. And it devastated my mom, my dad, but we got through it. And I vowed to always honor him in what I did. I was supposed to have a cigar with both him and my grandfather. And you know, my grandfather, when he had the first cigar with me, he lit one and let it burn out while we were smoking for my brother. And so I knew when I opened the lounge that I was going to pay homage to him and his legacy. And so I dedicated my lounge to him. and I give all military personnel 10% off on everything they purchase in here. My mom was so happy that she bought, every year she pays for a box 23, which is the day he was killed. Box 23 is the Marine dedication box. So every year I give it to a new person. My first year, ironically, when I opened this, like my first month opening, you know, I met a former Marine house who actually knew my brother, who him and his friend Jeffrey had talked House into going into the Marines, and you know, he said it changed his life, and you know, he wouldn't be the man he is today if he didn't do that. And so my first box went to him. My second box went to one of my Army buddies. I'm Army, and Quentin, who comes to the lounge all the time, and he's Army, and so yeah, and so 2019 the box was to him. And this year, another veteran, and still I guess you can consider first responder because he's a correctional officer. Now Talib. So and that's what I'll do. I send cigars to Cigars for Warriors. I do fundraisers with Smoking Shields, and any way I can support our military, I always will, because my brother gave the ultimate sacrifice for our freedom.
So thank you for sitting with Lit Torch.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Yes.
So,
yes.
We finally got together.
Yes.
You know, she is beautiful inside and out. Like I said before, you got to come visit the lounge again.
Yes,
it's the basement feel. It feels like home. You're walking in. There's a red carpet. So you'll see. You'll see the tour. Come by and visit Shirley and Nephew, because Nephew is here too.
Yes.
You get to meet Nephew because he doesn't know it, but he's going to be. Just stay tuned. So again, so thank you, Shirley.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'll be back. And so you guys make sure you follow. Tell us your social media.
Okay, so Fire and Smoke at Fire and Smoke Cigar Parlor on Instagram, Fire and Smoke Cigar Parlor on Facebook, Fire and Smoke Cigar Parlor on Twitter, Fire and Smoke Cigar Parlor on Tumblr. Hashtag She Ready or hashtag Smoke with a Boss Lady. You can follow all of those.
Wow. Yeah, I'm here with Nephew. What's your first name?
Howard.
Howard. I don't even know his first name.
No one knows my first
No one knows his government name. Now you do. But we're here with Howard, better known as Nephew. And we're at Fire and Smoke Cigar Parlor, and he is, I call him the godfather of Fire and Smoke Cigar Parlor. You weren't ready for that, were you?
No.
Tell us about yourself. Give us a little bit of background. Tell me your first cigar experience and your love. Where did your love for the cigar come from?
So first, originally, everybody doesn't know, I'm from Boston.
What?
I'm from Boston. My dad's from Baltimore. I'm from Boston. So my really first cigar experience, I went to my grandmother's house for a cookout, and my cousins were smoking these cigars. And I tried one, thinking I was trying to be cool, laid back, smoke, and I coughed my lungs out.
You inhaled.
All the way. They didn't give me no tutorial. I seen them cut it, I seen them light it. I cut it, I lit it, and coughed.
And how old were you?
That was before the rule. I just turned 21.
Okay.
I just turned 21.
All right, first cigar, 21.
Yes.
And when was your first real experience with a cigar?
First real experience with cigars, I was at Davidoff on what's that? What's the address to Davidoff, guys?
Downtown.
Downtown. It's downtown.
Okay.
I walked in one day after work. My sister used to work there part time. When I walked in, I bought a breakfast bliss and a Java Mint. So I got introduced to my uncles. I just want to let you know, I got about 30 to 40 uncles. All right. Probably 200, but 30 to 40 solid core uncles.
Is that where Nephew comes in?
This is where Nephew comes in.
Okay.
So a lot of people don't know that Nephew, there's 5 of us.
Oh.
Right? There's really 5 nephews.
Okay.
There's 5 nephews. But what happened was, as my first cigar experience, they're telling me I can't smoke this. They say, no, if you want to smoke with us, we gonna get your palate right. So I went cigar bench crazy. I bought my first cigar for Wednesday, Hemingway, the big one, not the little one, the big one. I bought it, but know what I did that day though? And they respected me so much. I still smoked that Java Mint and that breakfast bliss that day with them, right next to them. And then after that, it was just love, it was just passion. Any lunch break I had, I was going to the lounge. Every Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it was after lounge. And they just groomed me to the core. A lot of people don't know this, but like,
we here celebrating our nephew Holman's birthday.
Y'all hear that?
y'all hear that?
So we're here for his birthday, and excuse the noise. It's good noise. It's his birthday, and we're about to party up. So let's get back to
How I became this.
yes.
So, with my uncles, it was about 30 of us every night, and they just groomed me. 2 years ago, Shirley opened up Fire and Smoke Cigar Parlor. And this is what a lot of people don't know. The first year Shirley opened up Fire and Smoke Cigar Parlor, I didn't work here. I was a box member. Here every day, helping, learning, cleaning, helping, learning, cleaning. And then there was a guy, a lot of people know him in the cigar industry, Cigar Mike and Nomad. They came one day and we're talking, and we talking until about 8, 9 o'clock in the morning from the previous night. And Cigar Mike and Nomad said, they call you nephew, this is what you want to do. You feel like you can, really put an imprint in the cigar culture, do it. A couple months later, Cigar Mike calls me up and says, MJ and Castle, open up Life and Times in Atlanta, come out. He called me on like a Monday, and the party was Saturday to Sunday. So we had a party here Friday. Shirley and I flew out to Atlanta, and then we flew back. And then it was just really just networking, man. I mean, the key, people might say I was arrogant and cocky, but recently I did a post saying, ever since Facebook, people have been calling me the leader of the new school. And I honestly believe Facebook is really what got me out there. Facebook Live. Now I'm really conquering on Instagram, but Facebook Live got me out there. Traveling to the cigar convention and just meeting a lot of people and really checking up on them. A lot of people don't know, I'm a real big people person. So like, if you're a rep and you work, come to Fire and Smoke, I'm checking up on you if I don't see you in 2 months. If you say you're gonna be at an event, I don't see you the next day, hey, what happened? Things like that. So that's really what inspires me, really pushes me every single day when I come in the door. That's it. That's the long story short.
Okay, so what's next for Nephew? You want to share?
Yeah, I can share.
Okay.
I can share.
Share with us so we can follow you.
Honestly, what's next for Nephew right now is pursuing right now and working on trying to put together a package where I can, if y'all can see, I can represent, I don't know if y'all can see it, but anyway, it's Sagamore Liquors, really coming together with them and sitting down.
That's a ride.
Yeah.
Is that right behind?
Oh, yes, a ride. Yeah. So coming together with them and seeing how we can expand the market in the cigar culture. That's really what the next big plan is.
Maybe we could do a pairing.
Yeah.
Do a podcast on the torch.
Yeah, do a pairing.
Live.
Yeah.
And we do a pairing with a couple cigars with the Sagamore.
There we go. Yeah. So that's really what I'm really working on now. If people show up tonight or anything, you see Sagamore's in the building. telling them what it is and everything like that. So it's just to show everybody that diversity. I was involved in Miami Megahertz, where a lot of people didn't come out and see how I was a part of the bigger picture. You know, Louis and Mike taught me more on the business aspect of how to put together a deck, how to reach out to the companies or the reps or the general managers and really keep in contact with them. So now it's really just showing the world that everybody says these young smokers is a fad.
Right.
But anybody doesn't know, I'm only 29 years old. So what's the fad? You know, I'm only 29, and I love it. I love the culture. I'm here every day. I probably smoke. When I smoke. I'll probably smoke about 6 cigars a day. And if I don't like one cigar, I'll put it down, let it rest, clean my palate up, and then just start right back over. So that's really what it is. I mean, I just love it.
So tell us how to follow you, and so we can keep up with Nephew.
So I'm on Facebook and Instagram. If you're on Instagram, smoke with your nephew. I promise you, once you put smoke and WI, I'm gonna pop up. Howard, you can type in, on Facebook, you type in Howard Nephew Holman, and it will pop up. No Twitter, no Tumblr, none of that. I feel like on the business aspect, Facebook and Instagram is the way to go. Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Really appreciate
Thank
it.
you for having me.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming out.
Absolutely. Wouldn't miss it for the world. Yeah, I'm about to get on that right now with a cigar.
Yes.
So, guys, Nephew, follow him, and let's spark that flame.
That's it. Spark that flame.